Imagine, you are in the early 20th century, on a peaceful hunting day with your companions, using your wonderful side-by-side double-barreled shotgun. When suddenly, on the other side of the grove, a massive flock of ducks takes flight. And immediately after, 5 consecutive shots, ringing out as if it were a machine gun. But you are in 1902. The only repeating shotguns that exist are the novel pump-action and lever-action shotguns. However, these weapons do not fire that fast. You move closer to the shots, and you see a strange weapon. A Browning AUTO-5, the shotgun that revolutionized the world of firearms. The first semi-automatic shotgun to be mass-produced and to achieve success. This mechanism, unlike the pump-action, lever-action, or double-barreled shotguns, is completely semi-automatic. Or in other words, the only action the shooter must perform is pulling the trigger. Without having to operate any bolt or lever. This was a great advance, a true jewel of engineering, by the hand of the most prolific gunsmith, and for me, the best gunsmith in the world, John Moses Browning. We will talk about his entire life and his designed weapons in another video. This great weapon designer had been working at the Winchester Company for almost 20 years. However, in 1898, he designs the Browning AUTO-5. Nothing more and nothing less than the first semi-automatic shotgun. Until that moment, the agreement between Winchester and Browning was that Browning designed a weapon, and Winchester paid him a fixed amount for that design. But Browning was a visionary, and with the design of the semi-automatic shotguns, he knew he was going to revolutionize the market. So, he proposes to Winchester to change the payment method to a commission per shotgun sold, a kind of royalties. Winchester, making probably the worst decision in its history, rejects the deal with Browning. A true mistake. But Browning's hand does not tremble, and he prepares to meet with a firearms company, Remington, with which he also seems to have a mishap. While Browning is in the waiting room, right before showing him the weapon's design, the president of Remington dies of a heart attack. What a chain of bad luck. Browning does not give up and presents it on the other side of the Atlantic to the Fabrique Nationale de Herstal in Belgium, better known as FN, currently known for weapons like the 5.7 pistol, or the FN-FAL and FN SCAR rifles, or its P90 submachine gun. Of course, FN accepts Browning's conditions and immediately starts manufacturing the weapon. The Browning AUTO-5 had been born, a true sales success. It was in production from 1902 until practically the 21st century, ceasing production in 1998. Almost 100 years. Pure madness. This weapon was manufactured by many companies under license, from Remington, Savage, or Franchi, among many others. And in total, millions of units were manufactured. That is why today, it is an easily found weapon, and with a fairly reasonable price. The calibers varied between 12, 16, and 20 gauge. It was also in many barrel variants, and all units were manufactured in a robust and reliable way. Its novel, long recoil barrel system was very efficient. It consisted of, when the weapon was fired, it used the caused recoil, so the barrel would go backward, thus pushing the bolt backward and cocking the weapon. When the barrel returned forward, it ejected the fired shell and loaded another cartridge into the chamber. This system was widely used in rifles, like the Remington Model 8, a weapon very similar to the Browning. and even in heavy machine guns of today, designed by Browning. However, in the world of shotguns and rifles, this system was replaced by gas or inertia systems, much simpler and more advanced systems. A peculiarity of this shotgun is on the back of its receiver, a sort of hump that other more modern shotguns do not have. This curious characteristic earned it the nickname of the Humpback. Its fame and good reception reached such a point that the Browning Company itself paid tribute to this weapon by releasing a totally modernized model called the Browning A5. Using another system, but looking quite similar in appearance to the original, with a very soft recoil. The Browning AUTO-5 was widely used all over the world, especially by hunters and sport shooters, but also by law enforcement, military, and outlaws during Prohibition and the era of gangsters like Bonnie and Clyde. In the film world, we have seen it in countless movies, like Lone Wolf McQuade, wielded by Chuck Norris, in a sawed-off version in The Highwayman by Kevin Costner, or in Public Enemies. In the video game world, it has also been used in numerous installments, like in the Battlefield saga, in the Red Dead Redemption saga, or in the video game Hunt Showdown. In conclusion, a weapon that borders on perfection. And although it arrived late to the Wild West, it was designed by John Browning, who designed numerous Winchester rifles that did conquer the West. And thanks to this shotgun, he revolutionized the world of firearms. Few weapons have, or will have, the significance that the Browning AUTO-5 had. If you like this video, do not hesitate to follow me on my Twitch channel, where we do live streams of Western games and talk about weapons and their laws. If you want to support the channel, I leave you my Patreon page. I am Logan, 1851, and this has been a look back at the history of the Old West. If you want to see more videos, step into my channel and subscribe.